ACC-SEC Men's Challenge on ESPN. The night of the Blue Bloods. And tonight, number 16, North Carolina, number 18, Kentucky, set to tip it off in famous Rupp Arena. Two of the three all-time winningest programs. Nothing but winners here tonight. Dave O'Brien delighted to be joined by two of the all-timers, Jay Will and the Hall of Famer right here, Dickie V. You guys go back a long way to when you were an All-America, tearing it up at Duke, and you were calling those games, legendary calls. What great memories.
I'll tell you this. Every time I stepped out on the court, when I saw Dickie V on the sideline, I knew that that game had been stamped with credibility for being the biggest game on the network and in the nation. And tonight, it's the same thing over again, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Jay was a great player to cover. I'll never forget one game. We'll talk about it later. But basically at 38 against Kentucky, these fans, they didn't like you that night, Jay. You were on fire, and you beat them. You were undefeated. You won that game. Coach K benched all you starters. I will never forget it.
Well, you give a look at the tote board so far. ACC just picked up a big win, Syracuse over Tennessee, and they're tied up at 2-2 as we come to you from Rupp Arena. What a great night for college basketball. Kentucky wins the opening tip and we're underway.
Tell you one thing, you said that score, it shocked me. Syracuse beating Tennessee. That's a big win for Adrian Autry.
Yes. A big win for the ACC, considering the SEC was 14-2 last year in the ACC-SEC Challenge.
Kentucky coming in at 5-2. North Carolina at 6-1. Ortega Oweh comes in averaging 13 points a game. Left that one well short. Defended big time by Vassar.
Vassar is a big plus for them. Came from Arizona. I know you saw him there, Jay.
Look at the North Carolina starting lineup here tonight. Caleb Wilson, a 6'10 freshman. Getting it downstairs with a quick strike. Kyle Evans.
Evans, the recipient, but what great vision by Wilson, just being poised on the block. Not only can he dominate you, but he's an elite passer.
Evans really an outstanding point guard because he can also shoot the ball.
Nice job by Chandler to slice his way in for two. He comes in averaging 12 points a game, a sophomore out of Utah. Expecting about 18,000 here at Rupp Arena on a cold and snowy day here in beautiful Lexington. Dioubate soft target from downtown.
And Dioubate's a real versatile player. Normally a pretty good shooter. That was Brick City, USA, baby.
And that's exactly what Kentucky needs to do, Dick. They need to push the ball in transition. Aberdeen and Oweh are two guys that are their elite scorers. They need to see the ball go in early and often, and that happens attacking in transition.
You know, the one problem right now when you look at Kentucky's makeup of their team, they don't have a legit point guard. So everybody's got to pitch in a little bit, handling the basketball. Mark told us before the game.
Yeah, it would be Jalen Lowe, but he is out with a shoulder injury, nagging. Oweh, nice move down the lane for two. Ortega Oweh, the 6'4" senior.
He's strong, man, very physical, very aggressive offensively.
A preseason All-American. Stevenson trying to dump it downstairs for Wilson, but a whistle and a foul. That'll go against Cam Williams.
You know what's really interesting? Wilson came very close to going to Kentucky. They were number two. Number two doesn't count recruiting, man. Who was number two with you, Jay?
I'm not sure, Dick.
Vassar coming in at 16-8 on the back down. Nice move to his up a block from behind by Oweh, but the return is up and good.
And North Carolina getting back to their offensive rebounding ways, something that Hubert Davis talked to us earlier today. Went out in the offseason, got sides, and they do it through their front court. Those two dominate down low on the block.
You know, he told me on the phone, I spoke to him yesterday, rebounding is going to be a key in this game for his team.
Chandler will back it out. He could be deadly beyond that three-point line. 49%. He's been Kentucky's best pure shooter. Little fall away, well short. It's caught anyway by Moreno, the 7-footer, and he'll draw the foul. He's hit by Vassar on the play. Now the officials will get together. Look here at Mark Pope, here number 2, at the helm for the Wildcats. 14-0 against non-conference opponents at home.
Yeah, they're tough here. There's no question about it. I think personally this is a big game for Kentucky. They lost the two marquee games they played against Michigan State and certainly their neighbor Louisville. In those games, they were down 20 against Louisville. The kid Michael Brown was terrific.
We're reviewing whether we had a shot clock violation or not.
Don Daly, Joe Lindsay, K-Bay, Burdett are the officials here.
And also, I was going to say, they lost to Michigan State. Basically wire to wire. Michigan State, physical, tough, tenacious. That's going to be a tough battle if Duke has to play Michigan State.
And you know, Dick, too, you think about who those players were. The best players for those opposing teams had the biggest games. Michael Brown Jr., 29 points on 50% shooting for Louisville. Jackson Kohler, 20%, 20 points in that game as well. And they got the gauntlet coming up. They play Gonzaga next, Indiana, St. John's. I mean, you have some big-time opportunities,
Absolutely.
but life does not get easier for Kentucky.
No, you got to win those games. You're Kentucky, you got to play the best. I mean, you got a program that's top level. I mean, the NIL, they get big dollars here. Bottom line is you want to play the best. And I really like that kind of schedule. I don't like all those cupcakes. I'm going to ask you right now, Jay, when you played, what was it like playing all the cupcakes if you played a couple of them early?
Well, you know, I'll say this. There was something about fine-tuning who you were, because big games actually meant something. It meant something when I looked on the sideline and I saw you. Now it's funny, you see teams, they have 7, 8, 9 big games. You do find out a lot about yourselves. I like the non-conference challenging yourselves, but also where are the warm-up games to find your rhythm and routine?
See, I think, number one, more schools are playing bigger games now. They are.
After review, there was a shot clock violation occurred before the foul. It'll be North Carolina ball.
See, the bottom line is they put in the 3 challenges they allow coaches. And by putting that in, as well as to move the game a lot quicker in terms of running over there and checking the monitor. But that time they had to.
So North Carolina with the basketball, locked up 4-4 early, and they'll get Malachi Moreno, a 7-footer for the personal, his first. Hubert Davis, year number 5 for North Carolina, knows a thing or two about big games in Carolina from the time he arrived at Chapel Hill as a freshman in 1988.
Played 12 years in the NBA. Talk about stroking it. He was some kind of shooter.
Bogovat's taking the baseline, but touches the line, and he turns it over.
You got to give Moreno a lot of credit off that high pick and roll. His hands were long and active, and that wingspan deterred the slip pass. That's the kind of defensive effort Kentucky needs on the perimeter.
Well, Kentucky without got a lot of size and length, thin width, and it's beneficial. I think Moreno's going to be a very good player. He's only a freshman.
Oweh takes a bump. Oweh lifts and banks it in.
I saw one of the greatest performances last year. Oweh going back to play Oklahoma where he transferred for. He wouldn't let them lose, Dave. He was brilliant.
Kentucky crashing the glass, loose ball on the deck.
Oh,
Man
they're
scramble for that in a timeout.
They're really scrapping and hustling, man. Blue Bloods, baby, Blue Bloods.
Stevenson getting the timeout. We'll take the breaks.
What I like about him early is that he's attacking the rim and he's finding a rhythm. Here is he, a guy 6'4", going against Evans, who's 6'2". No need to try to beat him off the dribble. It's called mouse in the house scenario, OB. You put the smaller guard down low in the paint, you punish him with that size and that strength.
So Carolina with the ball, trying to pick up their 7th win of the season. They will have faced Kansas, Michigan State, and Kentucky by December 2nd. Nassar with a short jumper just in front of the expiring shot clock. Oweh getting involved in the offense right away here for Mark Pope. Wants to drive it up against the big. And outside for Aberdeen.
Everybody for Kentucky standing around watching the dribble penetration. You have to move without the ball and relocate.
Shot clock down to 5. Chandler going airborne. What a tough move.
Nice drive right there. Good balance. Kept his poise. That was a super drive right there.
Carolina in transition quickly to the other end, but a miss. Aberdeen gives it up. The long one coming, and in and out by Williams. He's only making 20% from three-point land. Dioubate hitting the deck. Scooped up by Williams. And a slam.
Up and away. Hello.
Kentucky getting the big crowd going on a turnover.
The Skywalker. All the Kentucky faithful going wild. The Big Blue Nation.
Dioubate has it stripped, gets it back. Battling for that, left it short. Aberdeen to push it. Williams. Here's Chandler on the baseline. Big ball movement here by the Cats. Williams will drive to the paint and can't finish it. Dan Williams coming in averaging only 5 points a game.
That's why I think UNC needs to slow it down, find a way to get the ball on the block. A lot of perimeter movement there, but they can't lose sight of the fact that their front court is the best front court.
Well, getting a little bit chippy here with 14:38 to go in the first half, and Kentucky off to a quick start. Cats are also off to a very nice start themselves. We just saw Cam Boozer and Duke pull off a terrific victory. These are his numbers: 29 points, 10 to 21, 6 rebounds. You talk about the terrific freshman all over the country, Caleb Wilson for North Carolina at 20 and 10, leading the Tar Heels, who are 6-1, ranked number 16, up against number 18, Kentucky. A night of the Blue Bloods. That means we have Dickie V and Jay Will in the house as well.
Well, it's a lot of fun being here, no doubt about it. These fans are so passionate. Big Blue Nation. I love the spirit and the energy. I like the coach, the new coach. He came out fired up. Well, he's undefeated. He better be fired up.
He was a very popular guy.
I'm fired up to see Caleb Wilson. I'll go ahead and say it. Think about names like Antoine Jamison, Vince Carter, Marvin Williams. That is the talent level of Caleb Wilson.
Aberdeen pokes it
That's
away.
Pretty good company.
That's great company.
Pretty good company, man.
Foul on Powell. See Kentucky in front 10-4 early.
We can talk about all the diaper dandies who want, but right now the one that's standing out more than all of them is Cameron Boozer, your former teammate's son. He's been dominant. His performance, he carried them to the victory against Arkansas with 35. Tonight against Florida, another national team, 29. He rises to the challenge of the big competition.
Here's Wilson with a touch, the 6'10 freshman from Atlanta. Bessar inside for 2. He's 7 feet.
So much in this game early. North Carolina's been doing a lot on the perimeter. Their bread and butter is down low with Wilson and Bessar. They lead them in points, averaging around 35 points per game. Get the ball down low, Dick. That's what they need to do.
You know, Jay, Bessar is a really great pickup they got from Arizona. Size, can shoot the 3. He can pass the ball. He's a big plus for Carolina.
He's 16 points, 8 rebounds a game so far for Hubert Davis, too. So you're right. Contributing in a big way. Powell will launch and knock down a 3.
He can shoot the 3. He's a little offense. They got an elite shooter on the bench. An elite shooter, Dixon. He can really shoot it.
Yeah, so far, he's 50% beyond the 3-point line. So Kentucky with the basketball, leading at 10-9. Closing the gap here, North Carolina, and a whistle with 13:26 to go in the first half. Dickey Super 6 now.
Those are my diaper dandies. Diaper dandies that are really talented and really special. What do you think of those guys, Jay?
I mean, A.J. DeBonsa reminds me a lot of Tracy McGrady with the way he plays.
Wow.
He is elite. The footwork, we'll get a chance to see him at the Garden for the Jimmy V Classic coming up next Tuesday. And Kingston Flemings is playing his tail off. A freshman who's leading Houston in points per game. When does that ever happen?
Yeah. He's terrific, the kid.
So Garrison at the line. Brandon Garrison, big junior from Oklahoma City. Another transfer for Kentucky from Oklahoma State.
He had experience, played a lot last year. So he gives them another size. They got a lot of bigs they can bring in. What they really need, they got to get the kid Lowe. He's got a shoulder injury, a legitimate point guard. And if they ever get Quaintance to play, the kid from Arizona State, he's a man. He's really unbelievable. He's had an ACL injury.
Dioubate also out tonight for Kentucky with a high ankle sprain. So they really have 3 starters unable to go right now because of injury. It's a very deep team. Dixon trying to slash inside. And Derek Dixon, a freshman from Vienna, Virginia, will draw the foul. That goes on Johnson. Mark Pope, year number 2. And the pressure for a big early win is building.
Yeah, it really is needed. They need a marquee win when you look at Kentucky. They were beaten by Louisville. Basically, Louisville's total control. Even though Kentucky made a great comeback, down 20, they cut it to 4, but then they closed it out, Louisville, and they kept Michael Brown. Was sensational. Then you talk about they got beat by Michigan State. Michigan State blew them out. Michigan State's so physical. That, by the way, I think is the next game for Duke. I think they got the Spartans next, Jay.
I think the Spartans are playing the best basketball in the country. You talk about physicality each and every possession, and you are not leaving that game without claw marks on your arm.
Yeah, Michigan State, Tom Izzo's beat both of these teams. It beat them handily. This one tied at 11.
You know, transition defense is really big for Kentucky. That's what North Carolina wants to do, especially their bigs. Caleb Wilson's so good at attacking with the full head of steam. But you're going to see Kentucky try to give the North Carolina guards a lot of clout to shoot the ball from the perimeter, considering they were 4 of 23 from the field last game.
Oh, tough move and a bank shot by Derek Dixon, who was the Gatorade Player of the Year in the Washington, D.C. area.
You told me on the phone yesterday, said, Dick, he's an elite shooter. And let's not forget, Carolina's missing a real key component to their team in Seth Trimble.
15 points a game, broken arm. They hope to get him back somewhere around Christmas. That might be a little bit too soon. Johnson with a teardrop. Big rebound here. Garrison hooks it up and in.
Great offensive rebound right there. And that was a big concern about Hubert yesterday on the phone. We got to do a better job rebounding. Rebound is the key.
Out of the corner, Powell. As he drops down to 3, and that's something North Carolina does a lot. They take a lot of three-pointers, Jim.
Well, we said, you know, they were 4 of 23 from the three-point shot, 17% in that game against Michigan State. And Kentucky's going to let them take those shots. They'd rather than beat them from the perimeter than from in the paint.
Jelavic backing down into the paint. Turns and fires and knocks down 2. Andre Jelavic at 6'11". He's 21 years old. He's no kid. A lot of international pro experience in Serbia.
They come here knowing how to play, man. They really do. Usually those foreign players are so fundamentally solid.
They say 21, he's no kid. Of course he's a kid at 21.
He's a grown man.
Yeah, he is a grown, playing against grown men. Dixon with a smooth feed downstairs. Wilson with a finish.
Nice play, Wilson. They've been having a tough time getting the ball to Wilson. Kentucky's doing a great job trying to contain them and keep the ball away from them.
I think similar to Michigan State, it was very physical with Wilson, in particular in that second half.
Wriggling free underneath for the basket. 2 points for Jasper Johnson.
He's a kid very capable of breaking out. He's got a lot of skills, very athletic. Jasper.
Poked away by Chandler. And a nice job by Wilson as it's deflected off the back of the backboard. So it'll stay on this at 10:20 to go. Chandler contributing early big time. And Wilson get going underneath. 20 points, 10 rebounds a game. And on the other end of the floor with the quick hands as well. Here in Lexington, complete with some snowfall overnight, fairly significant. Dickie V, here it comes, the 2026 Dick Vitale car raffle.
What about a Porsche? Come on, I need all Big Blue Nation. I need all you fans out there, Kentucky and certainly Carolina, to help us raise dollars for kids battling cancer. Let me tell you this. I'm obsessed doing that because after suffering and going through cancer, 4 battles I've had, no kid should have to suffer. So if you want to get a chance on that Porsche, just go to v.org/Vitale raffle. v.org/Vitale raffle. $100. Hey, Jay, you look good in that unbelievable Porsche.
I'll put it in the bid right now.
You might not be eligible to win.
No, come on. I got no eligibility left. Come on.
There goes the eligibility. 10:02 to go here in the first half.
Wait, Obie, I'm 44. I can still play in college basketball.
You can still shoot it. I saw you earlier
That's
today.
the median age of college basketball today. What are you talking about?
Wilson.
You look like you still can play.
Wilson draws the double. Back to the freshman. He can't stick it. And Moreno went up high for the rebound. Already up there at 7 feet through the foul.
He's got to do a better job of taking better shots. I think sometimes he rushes shots. Well, you expect that out of a kid. He's so talented. He's multi-skilled. I mean, I watch him and I just see greatness all over when you talk Caleb Wilson. He's really one of those guys, you can't teach many of the things that he can do.
And look, for a guy like Caleb Wilson, if you're able to take him out of transition and if you're physical with him, you make him try to beat you off the dribble, that is a win for the opposing team.
He's amazing in transition. There's no doubt about it, Jay.
Foul really off the ball. That'll go against Aiden High, his first.
Hey, my guy, Jay, let me tell you this. I covered his games twice. NABC Player of the Year. I'm not sure Duke had. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to guess. I don't think Duke's had a two-time Player of the Year. Would you know that?
No, but could you tell that to the other Jay?
Jay Billis, yeah.
That's right.
Moreno, who is really gifted, 2025 Mr. Kentucky basketball. A long one coming and a good looking stroke there by Jelavic, but can't knock it down. And High collects the rebound for Carolina.
You know, a lot for Kentucky will come down to half-court execution, and that's where they missed Jalen Lowe, the transfer from Pittsburgh. Just a great organizer and manager of the game.
See, I thought that 2 losses with Louisville and Michigan State, 2 marquee teams, you know, they blow out all those cupcakes. I mean, they're just too strong. I think 2 things that I thought about. Shot selection, and that comes your point guard play, you said, Jay.
Wilson has to fire with a shot clock down to 2, so a wild-looking shot, but they'll get a second chance.
And also, number 2, team defense. Giving help to one another. Helping one another. Communicate. You would see here all the time playing for Coach K. Communicate, communicate.
Well, it helps when you have a guy like Jaden Quaidance who hopefully can come back for this team that could be your anchor from the low post position. Can block out the sun.
It's going to be batted out with 1.6 on the shot clock. Now, we were watching him earlier today, just kind of messing around in practice.
Strong.
Oh, is he ever? He is a man at 6'9".
He has Shaquille O'Neal type hands. And you talk about a guy transferred from Arizona State, but number 9 overall prospect in the 26 NBA draft, according to ESPN's Jeremy Wu. That's how talented of a player that he is. And by the way, defensively and offensively, one of the most elite players in the country.
You know, Bob Hurley had him down there, and Bob Hurley loved him. Let me tell you this. You look at a kid like that as a coach, and you sit at the end of the bench, it crushes you that he has to be an assistant coach because of an injury, and he can't play. I mean, he's that talented.
Wilson at the reset of the shot clock. What a sweet shot that is by the freshman.
Well, that was a great move right there. Medium range, he's automatic. He really is. It's a distance, a 3-point shot he's got to work on.
Pull up in the drop inside for the big, and Moreno will cash in. Top 30 prospect who stayed home. He played at Great Crossing, just about a half hour from campus. Stolen away by Oweh, and he'll slam it down.
Well, he can bounce off the floor. He's like one of those Spalding balls I used to play with as a kid. When I talk about a kid, that's a lot of years ago. A lot of years ago.
86 years young.
Oh, man. Young at heart. Fairy tales can't come true.
Yes.
And you're young at heart, says Frank Sinatra.
I've heard it sung. Wilson poked away. Kentucky with another theft.
Oh, nice pass.
And a slam by Aberdeen.
Playing well defensively, converting from defense to offense. They love it here, baby. They love it. All these big Blue Nation fans, they love it. They eat, sleep, and drink basketball around here. They really do.
We talked a lot about Caleb Wilson being one of the guys for this team. You talk about a tough shot, degree of difficulty, 30.
That was a tough shot.
Missed the second. Williams, quick pass to Dudley. Great look, great vision. You young kids, keep your eyes up all the time. Don't look at the ball. Great vision by Jason Williams.
I'll tell you one thing, I remember every possession of that game. Keith Bogans, Tayshaun Prince, Tubby Smith. having 38 at the Meadowlands and getting a win that night with you on the sideline, Dick, literally was one of the highlights of my college career.
Well, it was your career high, too.
It was.
And I'll tell you one thing, Kentucky had you guys beaten. You guys were #1 in the country, were undefeated. I remember that game. Great memory I have there about that, because your performance was off the charts. And I also remember Coach K taking all 5 starters out. He was furious, showed his motivational ability. And you came back and you won 98, I think it was 95-92.
How do you remember stuff like this?
Well, you know, certain games, they stand in you. You know, they're special.
Well, it came back with Kentucky because my last college basketball game was here at Rupp when we lost to Indiana, honestly. And it was the only time I've ever heard Kentucky fans root for IU basketball.
Aberdeen bottled up, nearly picked up. Chandler with a catch, shot clock down to 10. Oweh lines it up, got an excellent look.
He has a tendency to have a little hitch in his shot.
Turned around by Wilson, can't stick it, but he wins back the second chance. Up he goes, around and out. Been pretty relentless on the glass here early. Kentucky by 2 and the ball.
Kentucky doing a great job of just being physical with Wilson, not giving him any space to operate down low on the block.
Chandler keeps on trucking.
Should have shot it.
Yeah, should have.
Should have shot that
Right
ball.
there at the rim.
Should have shot that ball. I mean, a great front change of direction right there on the rim. You know, you mentioned about memory, certain games. Like I used to remember, for example, wow.
Tayshaun Prince, look at that.
Yeah.
2001 SEC Player of the Year.
Currently with the Memphis Grizzlies right now.
And then we got 2001 right here, Player of the Year in the ACC.
Got a lot of talent right now, not playing, watching.
World champion with the Detroit Pistons.
Williams directed traffic. Shot clock down to 4. Aberdeen gave it up, gets it back. He'll launch a long one. Never got to the rim, and a shot clock violation.
North Carolina so far in this game with 5 turnovers, and Kentucky with 8 points off those turnovers. Hubert talked to it about it today earlier about being strong with the ball in the half court and just careless passes early.
See, I thought the turnover situation would go the other way. Play without a point guard, pressure them a little bit, and try to get them a little rattled. But they've done a very good job. Everybody chipping in a little bit, handling the ball.
Bessar showing some muscle underneath, and will drop in 2.
That was a legitimate big-time move in that lane. Using the left hand.
Hey, Hubert Davis says he really knows how to play. The 7-footer from Estonia.
Yeah, everybody knows how to play. Most of those guys that come here from overseas know how to play. They're fundamentally solid, really understand the game.
Chandler way downtown, glancing off the rim.
Shooting too quick. I think that's too quick. A little more patience, but the extra pass.
Just a bad shot. Try to beat the player off the dribble. It's great for your teammates with some dribble penetration.
Stevenson in tight, tapped away, and a second effort here for North Carolina.
Hubert's got to really be pleased with that rebounding right now there. Great second effort. Hubert's really enthusiastic, really animated on that sideline.
Looking to pick up his 7th win and swished in. Dioubate with a nice touch there. He's only 32% beyond the 3, but he's their #1 3-point taker. Now North Carolina with an 8-2 run.
I'll tell you, Dick, this North Carolina team looks like those North Carolina teams back in the 90s. Tall, athletic. They play 2 bigs. They play inside out. And they get some shooting. They have a legit chance to win the ACC.
And Denzel Aberdeen comes in averaging 14 a game. 6'5" senior transfer from the Florida Gators.
Yeah, from the Gators. He came for the national championship team. He's got a winning mentality as well as his scoring ability. He can shoot the 3.
Yeah, Florida losing to Duke at Cameron Indoor right before this one. Aberdeen with a nice move inside.
Nice drive to the goal, Mr. Aberdeen. He says, I'm a winner, baby. I got a ring. I'm a national champ. Goes from one school, the competitor in the conference, to Kentucky, and they welcome him big time.
In the lane, and a big scrap for that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Hey, the football coach, new guy's going to like that. Diving, hustling, scrapping. Oh, it's always great when you name the head coach like he was.
North Carolina will retain possession.
Well, Henry Bessar just doing his thing down low. We talked about this being a must-win for both teams. There's no doubt about it. We have a dogfight here in Lexington, Kentucky. Seth, you're absolutely right. He's the one guy that can dribble and beat you off the bounce, gets to the free throw line, and initiates the offense. And right now you're seeing North Carolina with 7 first-half turnovers, and that's allowing Kentucky to get out in transition.
Oh, nice coming out the ball. Great movement, a breakdown, no communication at all by Kentucky. You know, Seth is right there, but I'll tell you this. Seth Trimble, you mentioned free throw lines. Last year he went to the line 140 times. So he's getting people in foul trouble. He's an elite defender. He's a special player. No doubt he will give Carolina a big, big lift.
Yeah, not to mention 15 points a game. Evans with the foul, so out tonight with a broken left arm. 2 fouls on Evans.
Yeah, 17 points, 8 boards while guarding Darren Peterson in that win against Kansas. And not only is a guy that can attack downhill, but also an elite defender.
I think Peterson's coming back. I think they're hoping that he's going to play today against Connecticut.
Bill Self needs him to come back.
Definitely. I mean, he's got up to a spectacular start before that injury. Trent North, a 3-point shooter into the game now here for the Wildcats, and they'll keep it alive as Aberdeen will drive it around the back, getting it downstairs. Garrison couldn't finish it though.
Oh.
Would have been a spectacular basket here. North Carolina by 1. Dixon. Wilson on the spin, gets it up there short. Fights for the rebound, and it comes away to Kentucky. Chandler not going to wait, will drive and scoop, and he got it to go.
Wow, that was an incredible play right there. Little Hail Mary time, but he was falling the whole bit.
Chandler's had a strong first half. Comes in averaging 12. Stevenson with the pick.
Turnover.
Another turnover here. He will hold up. It's Williams, the open shooter. Garrison doing a nice job trying to save it into the backcourt, but Kentucky will have it.
Those unbelievable guys I covered that can really shoot.
Yeah.
Reggie Miller, Chris Mullen, Steve Alford. I can go on and on. They left their hands. Jay Williams, that ball left their hands.
That's going to be a backcourt violation.
They had a chance to go in.
Yeah, that's the right call. That's the right call.
Coming up, men's college basketball on Wednesday. Louisville and Arkansas. NC State and Auburn as the challenge continues.
I want to say this with Arkansas. There's a guy down there coaching, John Calipari. Calipari was here for 15 years. And I'm telling you something, he deserves to have a banner hanging up in the rafters, because what he did, the players he brought to this area were unbelievable.
On this one, 5 ties, 7 lead changes. Bogobat's on the move. Off the fake, and well short. Right back to him. Over the top, went for an alley-oop for Wilson, but a wild-looking pass.
You're seeing right here why Oweh was one of the best defenders in the country, just so active, and Kentucky doing a great job in transition, getting back. And Caleb Wilson seeing multiple white jerseys. And that's where Caleb Wilson's elite, Dick. He's elite at attacking you in transition, getting to the rim and getting to the free throw line.
Well, he's going to draw a lot of attention, and he's going to open up lanes and spacing for other players.
This is what he's good at right here. Look at that.
The move's there, but a terrific block by Moreno.
Moreno right there really timed that so efficiently.
Long one here by Aberdeen, who's been really good beyond the 39%, but not this time. Jelavic close in for 2.
That's the second time he made that kind of play. Going across the lane. King Andre.
Bogobat's with a hard drive and will lay it in. Look at Bogobat, 6'6" junior from Montenegro.
And a direct lane to the goal. Nobody there at all.
Cuts into one under a minute to play in the first half here at Rupp Arena. The swing, Aberdeen to the baseline. Tried to feed Moreno. It's picked off by Vassar. And the whistle with 45.5 seconds to go. And the turnover.
Boy,
On the
both
foul will
these
be
teams
Chandler.
looking for a marquee win here. You know, you're talking about North Carolina. They have one beating Kansas earlier in the year. When you look at Kentucky, They're empty with that. They do not have a marquee win, and they need it. They need it. We'll be back here again, you and I, December 13th. We're going to be here for Indiana comes to town. And also joining us, the round man of rebound,
Indeed.
Mr. Barkley.
Indeed, Charles Barkley will be with us. Wilson at the line, and he'll have another one coming.
How's OB going to get a word in on that broadcast?
Charles is something else, man.
I can't wait.
I love him. I love him. He's candid. He's up front. He's genuine. He's real. Hey, Charles, see all the great things I'm saying about you? You better say it about me, Charles. Come on. Charles.
Well,
Sir Charles, I call him.
Sir Charles. Well, the reason he's on that broadcast is because he's been wanting to work with you for decades, he said. And on a broadcast, he gets an opportunity to do that.
We couldn't get it done, and we finally got it done. I can't wait because you're going to be here in control. In control.
We'll see. Wilson short on that, tied at 31.
On these are two blue blood programs. I look at those jerseys, Jay, and I get a little bit like goosebumps. I think about the greats that have worn those jerseys. None greater than number 23. I still love the battles when he used to play against Sampson in Virginia. Those were special.
Jelavic off the fake. Can't connect. 17 seconds before the break, Dick.
I'm seeing a lot of bricks.
Caleb Wilson just active defensively. Multiple efforts to get back and to try to recover there to block out that shot.
Dixon on the move, lays it up. That won't drop. Wilson went for the slam, and that's the end of the first half. We are tied at 31. Kentucky and North Carolina. Low-scoring first half.
And games are won on the defensive end. Look at the multiple efforts here by Caleb Wilson not to quit on the play. That's a sense of urgency. That's the effort that North Carolina needs to block out those perimeter shooters.
So we're at the break at Rupp Arena, the ACC-SEC Men's Challenge. Kentucky 31, North Carolina 31. Back to the studio in Kevin Connors.
Thank you to our official Cornerstone partners, Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics, Kentucky Farm Bureau.
ACC Men's Challenge. Great to have you with us tonight. Second half about ready to get underway. Kentucky and North Carolina tied up at 31 apiece. Dave O'Brien, Jay Will, and Dickie V. And Jay Will first half tight, all tied up at 31. And Kentucky did not hit a three-point shot, but still tied up at 31 apiece.
Look, people can talk all day long about the stagnant offense of Kentucky or the lack of point guard play. You know how you combat that? You just beat the hell out of your opponent on the defensive end. And I think that's what Kentucky has to do. They have to be an elite defensive team, and energy is the only real currency. They had active hands in the first half. They forced UNC into 7 turnovers. Now, some of those turnovers have just been careless, but it's led to a lot of Kentucky fast break points, Dick, where they had 10 on the break.
Yeah, they show right now limited offensively. Their efficiency offensively in the half-court game has not been there right now. I believe they're 0 for 8, right, shooting threes?
Yes.
0 for 8 shooting threes. They got to play better, and they got to utilize their defensive ability to be able to get themselves into the winner's circle. We're coming down to a half. It's tied. And I'll tell you this, it is a must, I think, a must kind of win game for Kentucky. You get beat twice by 2 heavyweights, Michigan State and Louisville. Both games, except for the comeback against Louisville. This is important. You're at home. You gotta
through the lane. And North Carolina trying to gain the upper hand. Wilson with a touch.
And that's where North Carolina misses Seth Trimble the most in transition. Just a guy who has that frame that can attack the rim relentlessly.
Yeah, he really attacks it. He goes to the foul line. I said he shot 140 free throws last year.
Shot clock at 7.
He's also an elite defender, too.
Stevenson. Long one coming, and that one off the back of the iron by Dioubate.
Stevenson, by the way, came the route of Alabama.
Good pass.
It was the alley-oop and the slam. Oweh for 2.
Transition play right there. Terrific. That's where they got to get their game. You got to utilize their athletes. Get out, run, baby, run, run.
And Kentucky did a very good job hanging on to the basketball. Only 4 turnovers in the first half for the Cats. Dioubate gives it up. Nassar off to Evans. Chandler reaching in, and they'll get him for the foul. That'll be number 2.
Bogovats has got to get some shots going. It's run, baby, run. Fill those lanes. Get those lanes. Up we go. Up and away. He's a skywalker like my guy Dave O'Brien.
Never said at any time.
Denzel Aberdeen making that pass. I'm sure Todd Golden of Florida is looking at him play right now and saying, I wish we could have kept him on our roster.
Yeah, exactly.
Oweh's second foul. North Carolina leads the all-time series 25-18. That makes Carolina
really
the most successful program ever against Kentucky, which is college basketball's winningest program.
You know, Hubert Davis, when you think about what he's done, he's like right now, he's a coach that has won 20 or more games in his first 4 years, man. First 4 years. Also a guy that he got to the 100 mark as quickly as 2 others. The guy he had to follow, Mr. Williams, pretty cool. 3 national championships.
Yeah, that's all. Yep.
Oh, that's all. And plus all kinds of wins, conference, tournaments, regular season. Roy was one magnificent leader.
Tell you, there's something about that Williams name, Dick.
Yeah.
That's what it is, yeah.
Well, I knew there's something about that Williams name. There's a lot of Williamses out there.
Cesar with the foul. He picks up his second.
And a lot of them aren't Roy Williams, and a lot of them aren't Jay Williams. But Roy, what a job he did at Kansas, too.
Yeah.
15 years he averaged. You ready for this? He averaged like 30 games and win a year. Over 400 some wins.
You know, one of the things we don't talk about enough in college basketball are just the change of roles. Otega Oweh last year was probably the 5th or 6th player on the scouting report. Now he's the #1 player on the scouting report out of every opponent. Denzel Aberdeen was the 6th man for Florida, a national champion. Now he's the leading scorer for this team, and accepting and learning new roles is obviously one of the challenges for this Kentucky team. Chandler, also another guy, didn't play a lot last year, so I really think it starts on the defensive end, and everything else should translate.
Half-court trap right there. You're talking about challenging. What about challenging to the announcers? Trying to get all these names, trying to get all these guys. There's no stability. The lineup, you got 11, 12 new players every year.
And that's why we need 3-year contracts.
Unbelievable. Get me back to the olden days.
Evans shreds the defense and blocked away, but the return is up and good by Vassar, the 7-footer.
And that's what, you know, Hubert was talking about earlier today when I spoke to him on the phone. Yesterday, actually. He said, we got to rebound. If we rebound, we're going to be a good team.
So Kentucky by 2 and the basketball here at Rupp Arena. On the cut, Chandler, he'll draw the foul. Colin Chandler, the sophomore
That's
from
really
Utah.
important to them. Really important to them. They're talking about cutting, screening, and getting movement, spacing. Mark Pope, that's a theory he has. Michigan woman looks terrific. He won a game by 40 points.
Wildcats trying to get a little bit of breathing room. It's been very difficult to do so far tonight here in Lexington. For either side, from the corner, Stevenson, and too strong.
Yeah, Kentucky's done this multiple times, going to that 1-3-1. And North Carolina can't settle just for outside shots.
Nice touch by Aberdeen on a crossover and a deuce. He has 10. Stepping into one, Vassar, but no. Wilson keeps it alive for the second chance.
Again, those second opportunities is big.
Wilson draws a lot of attention.
He gets a third
Follows his
opportunity. What a terrific first step to the goal with that offensive rebound. That little Michael Jordan right there. Michael was so special. That's the love calling these games.
Oweh with the basket. Had a pretty solid game. Came in at 13 points a game. Wilson with the follow. No. Vassar.
They're doing the job on those boards, man. They're doing a job on those boards.
Bogovats from the corner will knock down a triple.
Bogovats can shoot it, but he got the opportunity because of the relentless and the tenacious rebounding.
Aberdeen being hounded by Evans. He'll pull up and fire, and no. So one and done. Carolina the opportunity to tie it. Stevenson wants to do that from the corner, but the three-pointer won't go.
Another rebound right there.
Bessar with the dunk.
That's how North Carolina stay in the lead. This is their 12th offensive rebound so far in the game.
I think when I look at North Carolina and I factor in my mind Trimble putting up with that team, they're going to be really a tough team for people to beat. They're going to be right up there in the battle of the ACC.
Duke with an impressive win over the reigning national champs, the Florida Gators, at Cameron Indoor right before this game. Oweh over the top of the slam, and Moreno.
Nice play right there, good penetration. Well, if you can get into the lane, you can drive and get into the lane, you'll create opportunities. Getting in a 3-second area on your drives is so essential.
Stevenson slamming on the brakes and drops in 2.
He showed a lot of potential when he played over at Alabama.
Averaged 8 points, 5 rebounds a game for the Tide last year. And a timeout here with 14:46 to go in the second half in a 1-point game.
Both teams trying to find out their identity in this game. Don't look for the definition of relentlessness in the dictionary. You have found it right there with Caleb Wilson and Oweh doing everything you can. We got a tight one. This one's going to come down to the wire.
Jason Williams drives to the hole. Oh, a three-point play.
Are you serious? I don't want my check after this, baby. To sit here and call this Jason Williams. Give me a break. Give me a break.
And after that, you said he looked like a halfback.
Tell you one thing, he was a PT peer. He was a diaper dandy. He's a player of the year twice in ABC. My partner here for the first time, Jay Williams.
I know Kentucky fans get angry that we're showing Duke highlights, but I do not care.
I had to show them we were unbelievable that game. 38. You know what, though? I have one negative about it. I have one negative about my research.
I'm open for criticism.
You would have been a 40-point scorer that game, but you missed 4 free throws.
I know.
4 free throws.
Story of my career, Dick. Come on.
I can make them. I got one eye.
Damn it.
You wish you didn't have such a good memory. 14:41 to go here.
Dick Vitale's top freshman. Here are my year 1 problems in college basketball. That's what I call them. Caleb Wilson, an absolute star. Darren Peterson, AJ DeBonta, Koa Pete. Now, I've said this before, Dick. I want to see if you agree on it, okay? When I think about Caleb Wilson, I think about Jermaine O'Neal style of player, right? Still raw, still athletic. We threw some names out there before: Antoine Jamison, Marvin Williams, Vince Carter. I think he is that type of elite talent that I have not seen North Carolina had since those players.
They were pretty good players they had years ago, man. What about that Jordan team? And they hooked up with Perkins and Worthy on the front line. Told them, deal with that. Deal with that.
Shot clock violation here.
And that's what I was talking about, the sides, the frame. Obviously, Jermaine O'Neal's game expanded offensively with the skill set. I still think there is a ton of room of improvement for a guy like Caleb Wilson offensively, but still, the foundational tool set, it is special.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. You can't teach many of the things he could do. That skill set is there. He's going to get stronger physically. He's going to get really more experience, and he's going to be a shooter. You know, when Jordan started, he wasn't the greatest shooter in the world. He made himself an incredible shooter. Worked at it, and he became, I mean, it's unbelievable what he became. I really like him. I really like that kid. I think that guy is going to be a big influence in that lane in ACC competition.
So Carolina by 1. Jelavic inside, kept on moving.
Nice drop step. You know, UB Brown would love that. UB Brown was a great clinician teaching all those moves.
Wilson lost it, got it back, powers it up, no. And rebound tipped out, and it'll be Kentucky basketball.
Well, Henry Bessar, this is how you earn a bucket here, fighting through contact and finishing. When you think about North Carolina's front line, Bessar and Wilson average a combined 36 points per game. And that's how they play.
understand one thing, Vasari uses either hand. He's very effective with either hand. He could also step out and make the three.
They had 20 against Kansas, 24 against St. Bonaventure. Oweh trying to operate. Stevenson pushing him out. Here's Aberdeen, who's had a very good game. Off the dribble. Here's Garrison up top. Got it.
It's nice when you get a big guy who can step out. They do that in the NBA, that's for sure. But they use that three too much. I mean, teams take 50 threes. I mean, come on. Come on.
Kentucky knocking back their first triple of the game. Downtown Powell can't answer.
Shot that too quick. Shot that too quick.
But this big crowd, they are dying to get involved. But Carolina with a turnover.
That should have been a foul. That looked like a foul.
Carolina off the Kentucky mistake, has the basketball back.
Dioubate really works the sidelines. He's really active, man. He plays harder than all the players.
Evans trying to penetrate, give it away. Oweh on the attack and draws the foul.
Foul before the score.
And this is exactly what you want Oweh to do. I thought that was a foul off a push. But what you love about Kentucky, no excuses. They get back, defensive transition, they break down the ball, they end up once again pushing the ball in transition. You knew Oweh was going to finish at that time.
You were ready to criticize the official on that call. Don't criticize these guys.
No.
Those guys work so hard.
No, they do well. Oh, come on.
Oh, you
being critical. Look, hey, what the officials do, I think, is great for the game of basketball. I love what they're doing. I just thought they may have missed one.
A look at tonight's Wooden Watch.
We miss them. We miss them. Players miss these shots.
I agree.
Oweh with a second. Brought to you by Principal, the Wooden Watch, and Wilson at 20 points, a game 7th in the ACC. Carolina needs him here in these last 12 minutes. It's a lot to ask of a freshman, but he's averaging 20 and 10.
He's not a normal freshman, I'll tell you that.
And a whistle, a foul, 3.6 on the shot clock.
You know, look at the ACC. Last year was really a struggle. But right now this year, I think the ACC's a lot better.
Kentucky on top, 49-44 in the ACC-SEC Challenge. Last season, the SEC not only won the challenge, they thumped the ACC 14-2. Jay Will, that has not been the case so far tonight.
No, Syracuse got a really big win over Tennessee. Duke beat Florida. Virginia Tech beat South Carolina. This thing is still in motion, but a way better showing for the ACC overall, considering the domination of the SEC. I really think the SEC had the best conference maybe in the history of basketball last year.
They were unbelievable. The depth in the league was incredible. I think this year the ACC is really an improved conference. I really do. They got some good clubs up top when you talk about Duke, and certainly you look at Louisville and this Carolina team. I really think they're going to come to really like them once they get Trimble back.
Bessar with a nice move in tight. Fouled by Garrison as he made the basket, goes to the line for a three-point play.
I'm impressed with him. I mean, really, I like the, he knows how to use his size, Jay. He's inside, he knows how to post, he knows when to step out. He really seems to understand how to play.
You know, last year he led Arizona in plus-minus. So extremely efficient on the court. Vic, as you alluded to before, can score with both hands, also can spread the court. But still, there's a toughness and a rim protector that he brings to the table each and every night.
That's 13.
You just sit there and you wonder, why would a kid leave? He's doing so well
I can tell you
out
why.
in Arizona.
I can tell you why.
Oh, yeah. NIL.
You know it.
Lowe lines up in transition, got a great look. Aberdeen's having a really good game. Taken away, tied up. Possession arrow will take it to the other end.
You know,
the whistle
Aberdeen was
there
a
by
really good
K.B.
player for the Gators, and he didn't even start that team. But he was a good player. The Gators really missed that kid Clayton, man. Clutch, he was clutch.
Hey, you know, this is, I get it, players at times try to bait refs for the foul, But I don't know what kind of shot attempt that was by Aberdeen. If you're going to go to the rack, go two hands, go strong, and embrace the contact.
Kentucky by 2, Carolina with the ball. Jared Stevenson, the Alabama transfer.
And this is what North Carolina is. Make it intentional to give the ball down low.
Lazar doing what he wants with it, but short. He's had a big impact on this one for the Tar Heels tonight. Chandler with it. 49% from three-point territory. He'll draw a foul on the drive. With 10:44 to go, and the foul.
This game can come down to the free throw line. Making your free throws could be big in this game down the stretch. Take a look right here for Saar. I really like this kid. Right here, now look at him in the lane. Oh, look at those little head fakes, a jump hook, jump shot. I mean, like, it's a jump hook in the lane. It's an effective shot. Other guys can't do that very well. A guy named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was unbelievable with that shot. Yeah. He's more of a sweeping hook, yeah.
Sky
But he used the jump hook.
Legit sky sweeping hook.
Yes.
Like something you just don't see in basketball.
Up in the
anymore.
rafters.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my producer in my ear corrected me. He said, Jabbar sweeping. What are you going to give me now? I'm going to get a technical? Come on, man. Give me a break. Give me. It's 86 years old. At this hour, I should be sleeping for 3 hours.
It's a fair point.
Get me fired up here. Get me fired up.
Pass knocked out of play with 10.5 to go.
North Carolina did this a ton in the first half where they telegraphed pass. You know, utilize the ball fake, but be strong with the ball. Done a better job in the second half, but you know, limiting turnovers down the stretch is going to be critical for the Tar Heels.
Well, you know this. Remember this. The Michigan State game. I watched that game against Carolina. That was really anybody's game until the last 5 minutes. In the last 5 minutes, Michigan State just dominated. What a job Thomas has done with that club. I love Fears. Big one. Are you kidding me? That kid is special. That kid doesn't get the PR he should. I get on this game, so I'm going to get this guy PR, baby. I'm going to take care of that dude. Henry, I love you.
Foul at 10:11 to go.
I don't love him as much as Hubert Davis loves him.
What a great pocket pass here by Dixon. Most players look for contact, but Basar went over the top of everybody.
Oh, what a nice play down the lane. He's going to play at the next level.
And look at
No
that,
doubt
Dick.
about it.
Two hands, strong with the ball.
Yeah. You were strong with the ball.
Noah at the line.
And
Another
what a
one
team
coming.
you played on. You know, when I thought about your team, it reminded me of my buddy Jimmy V used to always say to me, you can't win a national title without really 3 quality players. Well, when you won that title, correct me if I'm wrong, you had Boozer, you had you, and you also had Battier.
We had Battier. We had a guy named Mike Dunleavy, who's now the GM for the Golden State Warriors, Chris Duhon.
You have more than 3.
We had a lot of offensive weapons.
And you had a great coach on the sideline. I say from today, I've said it today and I'll say it again. Mike Krzyzewski to me is the greatest coach of all time. When you factor in, I know he's have the national titles with John Wooden, but he doubled them in wins. And then he has 3, but he did internationally, gold medals.
Well, this has happened several times here in the second half. Kentucky starts to get a little bit of breathing room, and here comes the crowd again. They are dying to cheer on a cold night in Lexington. Dixon in traffic, got it loose to Powell. Shot clock inside 10 here for North Carolina. Basar commanding the ball again. Dixon to the baseline, drives it. It's Moreno once again with the stop as the shot clock expires.
I think North Carolina missed the prime opportunity right there. Basar was calling for the ball down low in the block. But once again, give it to your best player on the court.
Especially a guy that's having a great game.
Exactly.
You got to go to your hot players. They make sure they went to you against Kentucky. 7-3
Follow
hit.
is under review for a possible shot clock violation.
Just make some free throws.
You know, Dick, you have to love the way that Kentucky is responding. Most teams, when they have a week off, they come out flat. But the sense of urgency they've had on the defensive end, how active hands Guys are communicating. That's stuff that we did not see in the Michigan State game.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, Mark Pope has done a terrific job. I love his positive attitude. He's got that mentality that we're going to be good. We're going to be good. And he makes people believe it.
Looking at the shot clock on your lower left. So they're at the monitor. Don Daly and Joe Lindsay and KB Burdette. Kentucky players all know what they think. Moreno and company believing that was a violation by North Carolina. 9:40 left. And another tight one in the ACC-SEC challenge. Before this one, Duke and Florida came right down to the final couple of seconds. And Duke would hang on with a 1-point victory.
Well, they found a way to win that game because they looked like they were in trouble at the end.
You know, I know Big Blue Nation is worried about this Kentucky team, considering the way they beat Purdue, then they lose the Georgetown exhibition games, and obviously losing to 2 top 25 opponents. But, you know, this season is a marathon, not a sprint. You hope they can get a guy like Quayton's back. We'll see about a guy like Lowe. But the energy and the effort that Kentucky is playing with tonight is imperative for how they are.
The ball was out of bounds on North Carolina, Kentucky basketball.
All right, so the Wildcats will take over. And up by 4, neither side able to break free and really get a foothold on this thing. Both North Carolina and Kentucky have lost to the same opponent, to Michigan State. Kentucky losing at Madison Square Garden by 17. And North Carolina lost to them at Fort Myers 74-58.
But it was very deceiving. With 5 minutes to go, it was anybody's game. It was anybody's game.
I just want to say for the record, that was a great job by the referees making the right call there.
Yeah, did a terrific job.
Yeah, good job. That's what that's what just for the record.
Sees the sweetheart. Johnson in close, no. And foul, that'll go the other way. 9:26 left.
And Kentucky knows, Mark Pope, he knows in practice he was on them and working them defensively, working them about effort, because he knows these fans here, they want wins, man. They want wins.
Malachi Moreno with his second foul for Kentucky. Brassard has 9 of the last 11 points for Carolina. Goes for the dunk.
Interference. They're down. You know, Carolina right now is 3rd in the nation of all time in wins. And number 1, Kentucky. Kentucky is number 1, and number 2 is Kansas.
Look, that was a good shot. North Carolina is 4 of 15 from the three-point line. Being intentional, having older guards saying, hey, look, let's prioritize it to get the ball down low is what Carolina needs to do.
The dish underneath off the hand of Moreno, though. 53-49. Kentucky coming in number 18, North Carolina number 16. And tomorrow on Thursday, the ACC-SEC Challenge rolls on. Women's games on SEC Network and the ESPN app. Evans into the corner for Stevenson.
Good spacing. You want to be 15, 17 foot apart so that people can't give a lot of help on you. Get some good angles.
Wilson, little fall away.
That's a tough shot. Tough shot.
Oweh in transition. Aberdeen lets fly. And too strong.
Over the back.
Yep, they're going to get Jelavic for the foul. Over the back. That's his first. And their 15th foul. Wilson, only 9 points to this juncture.
Well, Kentucky doing a really good job of being physical with him and knocking him off his spot. And you thought he was going to have some poise there to work his man down low on the block, but ended up taking a turn-away fadeaway. And those shots are a win for Kentucky.
And it also hurt him in the game against Michigan State. The physicality of Michigan State. Kohler and Gang. Well, I love that kid Fears. You like him?
Reminds me of Mateen Cleaves.
Yeah. Plays with such passion.
Wilson with an errant toss intended for Vassar, but nowhere near.
Can't give up those kind of possessions. He just can't give it up. Somebody's going to leave here happy, and somebody's going to be sad. The beauty of sports.
Moreno. Aberdeen. In a very active game. In and out. Just wouldn't stay down.
Be patient. Give Vassar some touches in that post. Good things happen. He has the ball in there.
Gives up his dribble. Back for Evans. Evans keeps on trucking and swatted away. Moreno's going to be an elite shot blocker. McDonald's All-American out of Georgetown, Kentucky. The lead is right up over that iron, too. Vassar's had some answers in this one. He's had an excellent second half for North Carolina. Arena, Kentucky with the lead 53-49, despite the fact they're at 1 for 11.
Wow, 1 for 11.
Land.
I could go out there right now, 86 and make 1 out of 11.
Another season low is 7. Spurs 3, so way down tonight, and yet in front, a whistle as Wilson went up strong, and the freshman to the line.
The foul is on Jelavic. That's his second and the team's 6th.
Well, that's what he's so good at. Has 24 more free throw attempts than anybody on this team. Gets to the free throw line 8 times a night.
That's because of his ability to so explosive, so athletic. Great first step.
Dickie, your big raffle is coming up in that lovely Porsche that you've already promised me a ride in.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you this, people. I need all the people from Duke, right down the line, Kentucky, Carolina, Kansas, Connecticut, all you basketball fans, go out and get yourself a raffle chance and help me raise money for kids battling cancer. Just go to v.org/Vital Raffle and get a ticket, $100, chance to win an expensive car. v.org/Vital Raffle.
Chandler wants to attack off the fake. Shot clock down to 4. And a couple of misses in close. They've gone 6 minutes without a field goal, Kentucky.
And they're leading. Because Carolina's not taking advantage. Their strength in this game has been the play of Vassar on the interior. And I don't think they get the ball enough, Jay.
So, after that last foul, both North Carolina bigs, in particular Wilson, had his hands on his knees. He looks absolutely exhausted. We talked a lot about depth for North Carolina. Wilson and Vassar having to play, 30-plus minutes a night, and that's what Kentucky's doing. They're moving and wearing them down. It's going to come down to, can they find that third, fourth win to execute late in this game?
Carolina only playing 8 guys, 7 stiff minutes, and Moreno at the line at 63%. Top 30 prospect who said to stay home.
And 1 over 2. Full court pressure. Full court pressure.
Vassar back to Evans, and he'll set it up for Hubert Davis. Dioubate down on the baseline and tied up. Possessioner will take it to the other end. So it'll be Kentucky ball.
I'm surprised Evans has looked for more shots. He shot like better than 40% when he played last year. I believe it's Colorado State, right?
Yeah, well, Oweh speeding him up. He's relentless like a pit bull on the ball. And when they speed up North Carolina's guards haven't made the best, most efficient decisions with the rock.
Low-scoring affair. It has not been an oil painting. Chandler will misfire. Wilson keeps it alive.
Shot the ball too quick. Shot the ball. Patience, patience usually leads to better shots and to points.
Your seat, Evans can't cash in. And over the back and a whistle.
That would frustrate me as a coach, and that would frustrate, I'm sure, Hubert. I mean, Vassar was in great post position.
Look
Get
at
the
this.
good angle, drop the ball. Yeah, drop the ball inside. Get the ball to the post. Introduce yourself to him. Come on, man.
But also, you don't need to stop your dribble. And if you do stop your dribble, use a reverse pivot, create an angle for the right post entry pass.
I like that little reverse layup. That's great. Little reverse layup. Get that book reverse layup, make the good angle, and drop it in.
There you go.
Jonathan
Yeah,
Powell,
that's
second
cool.
foul. Oweh at the line.
Did you do that? You didn't have to do it. You went and scored.
So Chris Duhon did more of the post entry passing.
Oweh, excellent foul shooter, 90%. Preseason SEC Player of the Year. Is that a good defensive game, Jay?
Well, he's had a better defensive game than he has offensively, but that's how good players get themselves into the game. Mark Pope talked a lot earlier today about Oweh learning to love his game. And loving your game starts on the defensive end because that's who he is, and that will translate to good offense.
Well, a 6-point lead, and this one is sizable with under 6 minutes to go in Lexington. Dioubate had to adjust the shot. Evans got a wide open look. Another man down and another whistle with 5:50 remaining.
OB, a wide open look is what Kentucky wants. They want North Carolina to settle for jump shots.
Checking in for North Carolina.
At some point, Carolina's going to have to attack the paint. And that's where they've dominated. They've had double-digit offensive rebounds, a ton of second-chance points. And go back to the bread and butter.
Well, you know, when you look at Carolina, you're really supposed to have good shooters in Dioubate and in Evans. And neither guy's making shots.
Dioubate with a miss. Oweh up for the rebound. So Kentucky working on a 6-point lead without a field goal in 7.5 minutes, guys.
Always more of a scorer, attacking than he is a guy to shoot.
There it is, turn that corner. Oh,
Blocked by Wilson.
They play by Wilson defensively there. Took away the driving angle of Oweh.
Wilson to the other end, off the bump, but just
that
didn't
was big
hit.
time. That was big time. Special. You can't teach that. You cannot teach that. You can work all he wants in the gym with that. You're not teaching that kind of move.
Chandler. Long run on the way and barely getting on top of the iron there, grazing the iron by Jelavic.
Now possessions become really big. You got to make sure the right people are getting the ball at the right place on the court. Oh, man.
Dioubate off the back iron.
Didn't need that shot. You got big guys inside. Be patient.
This is amazing. 8.5 minutes without a field goal for the number 18 team in the country on their home floor. 1 for 13 from 3. Aberdeen couldn't end it there. And that drought continues for Kentucky, and yet they have the lead. Wilson rising up, he'll draw the foul.
Hey, Wilson really, you can see, has the unbelievable ability for the NBA, his transition.
how about his ability to maintain his balance off the bump right there? And he jumps looking at us over at the scorer's table and pivots midair. Look, pivots midair for a shot at the rim. Are you kidding me?
And the guy that used to pivot mid-air, Mr. Jordan, he can do any kind of pivot.
Don't do that to him, Dick. Don't keep comparing him to Jordan. Don't do that to poor Caleb Wilson.
Wilson with 11 points, 10 rebounds. So that is 5 consecutive double-doubles for the freshman. First time a North Carolina freshman has done that.
Got those long arms, man. Those long arms.
Hubert talked a lot about his personality, how much he loves coaching him, not only on the floor, but off the floor.
That's been a great kid.
Yeah.
Great kid.
Well, for the Cats, it's been a dreadful shooting game beyond the 3-point line. Clinging to a 2-point lead now as we approach 4 minutes to go. Aberdeen.
Sioux really wants this game now, man. That's when you separate winners to losers. You got to really want it.
Aberdeen with a triple. Not there. In transition. Good run out for two, and a basket by Zayden High.
That was a terrific pass. What a great look that was. That was not an easy pass to make. Right over the top of the defense. Tar Heels are back, baby. They're back. They're back, the Tar Heels.
Kentucky takes the timeout, tied at 56, a 6-0 run. Will be joining Sports Center, and so will John Shire. Duke with a big win, the victory over Florida at Cameron Indoor. And why is Alabama ranked higher than Notre Dame in the CFP bracket? That and more coming up on Sports Center. Kentucky 0 for their last 13.
Well, you think about a guy like Caleb Wilson. Look at the basketball acumen here. Look at the step through to the opposite side of the rim. That is the type of craftiness that even in a poor shooting night, Caleb Wilson has around the block. He's able to find different ways to get shots off at the rim using that long wingspan.
Yeah, he's 5 for 18 from the field. Though he does have 11 rebounds, along with 14 points.
This is the biggest thing for Kentucky down the stretch. Who is going to be the game manager? Who can be the playmaker to make plays for themselves or other teammates?
Always driving ability can help getting in that lane.
Johnson outside for Chandler. Shot clock to 6. Inside Moreno. And swatted away. And a foul by Wilson, denying them what appeared to be a certain field goal on the dunk.
Good play right there. Put him on the free throw line. Doesn't look at Chandler Lowe. They're hoping to get him back. He's got a real major shoulder problem. So it's going to be a while before he plays. But he's the kind of kid who's a true understanding the point guard position.
Well, he averages 5 assists per game, but also in ball screens when he can do that in the middle of the court. He's a great read and react type of player and can make the right decision with the rock. I do like what Mark Pope did there on a 5-out, keeping the floor open for Moreno to get a slip to the rim.
He's a really good player at Pittsburgh. Mark Pope is such a believer. He really believes in the positive attitude.
Was played for Rick Pitino on the 1996 Kentucky National Championship.
They're going to play each other this year in Atlanta.
That's Kentucky by a point. Amazingly enough, with all these shots they've missed, an incredible drought for the Cavs.
See, here's where you got to really take your time and know right here, this kid is a key player, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. I mean, that kid's been the best player on the floor tonight.
Yep,
I know Wilson's great talent, but he's been the best player on the floor tonight.
With Carolina up by 1, under 3 minutes to go. Oweh. 1-on-1, goes strong and lays it in.
That's his game. That's his game. Clear it out, let him go 1-on-1 and attack the rim. He's very strong. He's quick. He got a great first step. His game is not shooting the ball. Look at a wire game, man. Unbelievable.
Ball screen. Look at this action by North Carolina. You know, great reverse pivot, and that's Caleb Wilson setting the screen. Bigs aren't used to guarding that action on the defensive end.
And then Mr. Oweh, they clear it out. He goes 1-on-1, so strong. That body protects the ball. I remember that game with Oklahoma, and he would not let Kentucky lose. And that's what he's going to have to do here tonight if they're going to leave a happy group and get Big Blue Nation to leave happy.
Out of the corner, the long jumper knocked down by Dioubate.
He was known as a shooter, maybe coming into the game. All scouting reports had it down. Could shoot the rock.
By the way, who made the play? Nobody else other than Caleb Wilson.
Kentucky 1 for their last 14. Can't get this one to go. Back into the hands of Oweh as he'll draw the foul. Kentucky, before that last field goal, before the timeout, had not hit a shot going all the way back to the 13:08 mark of this game. Dioubate just picked up his 4th foul, by the way. So Oweh 90% at the line. Misfires on the first one.
Usually happens whenever you try to praise a kid.
Yes.
The announcer's jinx. That's what you did, OB?
Yeah.
Well, Dickie V called me out, so I guess that's accurate. How am I going to argue with that? Number 2, he'll roll that in. 1-point affair. Dioubate back ahead for Stevenson.
Well coached right there, stepping into there. Post player against the pressure.
Dioubate thought about it. He'll drive it and a reach and a foul.
Dioubate just knows how to play. He really does. He did a little tough not shooting, but he really understands the game and how to play it.
Chandler's third.
Dioubate splits the defense, creates a situation to get fouled. Now he's got to convert it, man.
Junior from Montenegro, 74%. 1 for 3 tonight. And a miss on that.
Got to make those free throws, man. Now when you get down to the last 2 minutes of the game, you got to make those free throws.
Kentucky trying to take the lead. Oweh slipping the pass and a foul against Carolina. Trying to get Moreno, the 7-footer, to roll to the iron. That'll be on Dioubate. That's going to be number 5, so he's done.
Goes to overtime, that's a big loss.
12 points in this one. He fouls out. Powell, the sophomore, in for him.
This is where the guards come into play. You know, for both teams, making the right decisions down the stretch, but also teams having an ability to make their free throws when it matters the most.
Absolutely. So many games are won and lost, close games right now.
2 shots here for Moreno.
Mark Pope is walking that sideline, man. He is walking that sideline. Look at him pacing that line. He knows how big this game is. They're looking at the confidence, man. Coming off those 2 losses, they need a marquee win. Especially at home.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see Besser and Wilson go back to that big-on-big screen.
Besser, 17 points. Wilson in the lane and denied.
Great defensive play right there against Wilson.
As Moreno again is with 2 on the shot clock. That clangs away.
Oh, running that opportunity. Patience right now. Look at Hubert. Wants patience.
And wants a timeout.
Boy, Hubert works that sideline, man. He really does. He's earning those big bucks he's getting.
1:07 to go here at Rupp. And North Carolina with the ball coming out of the timeout.
You think there's some nervousness in the crowd? You think there's nervous? Oh, you better believe there's nervous. They love basketball so much here, these fans. They don't want to leave with a loss. They love winning. That's why they're the #1 program in terms of wins in the nation in the history of basketball.
You know, if you got a chance to watch Wilson or Vasar down low, I'm sure Hubert's saying, hey, utilize the ball fake, get them up in the air, crack into them, get to the free throw line, initiate the contact.
I like that, yeah. I like that. Boy, when you talk about those big guys, I love it. Wow, what a great night here. 2 really blue blood programs, top of the line, Dave, and really to be here courtside is great. It's a little bit late, especially for my age. It's late, but it's a great situation. I wouldn't give it up for anything.
Dick Vitale thrives in late night. What are you talking about? But also, you got to think, you lose to Louisville, your in-state rival, Mikal Brown, has 29 points. You lose to Michigan State, you come back. You're home on your own home court against another blue blood for a team like Kentucky, with the gauntlet they have coming up, this is a must-win.
Yeah, I agree. And then they got Gonzaga coming up next to Nashville, and then they got Indiana with Mr. Barkley in the house. Oh, it's going to be fun, David.
And then St. John's after that with Rick Pitino. Imagine
wow.
And then after that, we get an SEC play in Alabama. So you're absolutely right, both of you guys, about just how vital this win would be for Kentucky. We take a look at the challenge now. A 5-3 lead for the ACC over the SEC. North Carolina with the ball.
1 minute. Let's win the game.
Derek Dixon. Shot clock to 5.
He can shoot. He can shoot. I tell you, he's an elite shooter. He's an elite shooter.
He nails the triple.
Wow, that was big.
Carolina by 2. 45 seconds to go. Chandler can shoot it as well. He's up there 50% beyond the three-point line. He'll drive it instead. Strong move from the lane.
He's a terrific drive right there. He also could have dumped it off for the layup, but that was a great drive.
Tied up Carolina will spend the timeout. So they grab their last one with 31 seconds to go.
Oh. Look at this Dixon kid. He can shoot the ball. Hubert told me, he said elite shooter. That's a great drive right there. Great drive by Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler, an elite athlete right there. Great job by not settling, driving the big that's trying to guard him on the perimeter, beating him with his speed.
I still think the one area that they got to work on at Kentucky is communication.
Yeah.
Talk to one another. I don't see any of that.
Well, what you saw on the last possession for North Carolina, even though Dixon bailed them out, they got to actually hit people on screens. They missed the cross screen. They're trying to get Wilson on the block. Those guards have to screen to get the ball in the hands of your best players.
So tied up at 64. Carolina spends their last timeout, seeking their first win at Kentucky since 2007.
I'll tell you one thing. That kid Nassar is way better than I thought. Way better. I knew he'd be a good player, obviously coming out of Arizona. But he to me, is as good as a lot of big guys I've seen this year.
Does it get any better than this? 2 blue bloods coming down to the wire, and Dick Vitale's on the call. Let's go.
There we go, baby. I believe Carolina's trying to break. Did they lose the last 3 times against Kentucky?
Dixon on the drive, lays it up and in.
Nobody rotated over him. Nobody gave any help whatsoever. Boy, stars, Dixon coming off the bench. But you watch right here, Jay. He gets the angle and the lane to drive. But where's the help? Where's the help to step in and communicate? Take a look right here. Watch. You see, you can put a Mack truck through there. With a Mack truck. Look at that. Look at that. Nobody really coming over, challenging him.
Yeah, well, Moreno missed the assignment. It should have came over and helped, and the defense should have rotated. But honestly, he was so worried about Vasar for that little pop out that it occupied his attention. And what a great read by Dixon. Yeah. What a great change of speed.
Dixon has been really a star here.
He has, down the stretch.
He's been a star.
Well, hit a giant 3, and now the 2 to put them in front with 12.4 seconds to go.
So you got to listen to coaches. Hubert on the phone told me. He said, elite shooter. Example.
You have to imagine for Kentucky, 12.4 seconds left, where they have the advantage, or where Chandler or Oweh has been able to get downhill and turn those corners. They're going to try to rack it.
You just don't want to lose this game. And then, no, you got to face the likes of Indiana, Gonzaga. Wow. Starving for that marquee win.
Well, conversely, for Carolina, trying to go to 7-1. Their only loss to Michigan State, trying to come into Rupp Arena and grab a win against the number 18 team in the country.
They've lost 3 in a row here.
Sports Center coming your way next with tons of college basketball and some thrillers to cover in the ACC-SEC Challenge. We've got one here, a heart stopper with 12 seconds to go. So Kentucky to put it in.
Always inbounding the ball.
Yeah, they'll get it back.
Going to try to get some pin down action for Aberdeen.
Usually the guy throwing the ball, but they're going to get it back to him. They're gonna get it back to him. There it is right there, back to him.
Shot clock down. Game clock down to 6 on. Rose can't get it to go. On the run out, we've got a whistle. And the
whistle
backcourt
down the end.
way before the dunk.
Did he call a foul down there?
There's a foul on the ground.
With 2.6 seconds to go.
Did he call a foul? I missed it.
I mean, really tough break right there for Chandler. Really good move to get to the opposite side of the rim.
Foul here goes against the Wildcats.
He made a great drive, too.
Great nice. He's got to finish that.
Good hesitation.
He rushed it. He's got to finish it.
A foul on Jelavic.
Got to finish it.
Wow.
Wow.
And Wilson getting ready to head to the line. He makes 77%. So 2.6 seconds to go. They're going to go to the monitor here with North Carolina trying to eke out a victory. Wilson with 14 and 12. And I think they're taking a look at the clock situation, sitting at 2.6.
Look at the people all leaving. Look at the people leaving.
The evolution of Derek Dixon at the point guard position is going to be critical for the Tar Heels. And this is a freshman on the road in a hostile environment that made play after play after play.
In a close game.
In a close game.
In a close game. I agree with you, Jay. I think that kid's got to play more. He's earning PT, baby. He's earning playing time.
Now came in averaging only 5 points a game, but
played limited minutes, Dave.
Limited minutes. Freshman.
After review, 2.8 will be on the clock.
So they reset it to 2.8. Wilson will be at the line. Caleb Wilson, the 6'10 freshman for North Carolina. And an opportunity to ice this here.
Look at the people all walking out.
It's not over yet. He's 4 or 6 for the evening.
Yeah.
Shooting 2. And a rookie. This is the first.
It would really be close in a way if you had the NBA rule where you could take the ball out to half court.
Yeah. And no timeouts up for either team.
That's correct. Number 2. Got that.
You got to go deep. You can't go short. You got to go deep.
Jenna puts it in.
Tough
Up and it's going to be caught by Wilson, and that will end it.
They're like a defensive back. Oh, there's a lot of sad people leaving, I can tell you that. They really have a tough time, many people here, handling losing.
First road win against a ranked opponent since 2024. But North Carolina, plenty of smiles in Chapel Hill right now as North Carolina wins it 67-64.
Dick, it's been a great pleasure to call this game with you, man. You were tremendous.
That's a lot of fun, man. Had a lot of fun.
I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
So there's a look at the
Great
challenge.
job.
The tote board.
That was terrific.
ACC-SEC.
Great night. Can't wait to go to bed. I can't wait to go to bed. Give me some oatmeal.
Sports Center's next.
7 p.m. as they welcome the North Carolina Central Eagles to Lexington.